Okay, episode 7 in the Trench podcast with myself, Brian Wiggins, and with my lovely wife, Nara Wiggins. Doesn't she look great?
Let's go.
You look fantastic. I don't know what you're doing. How are you looking younger every day?
Oh, I don't know. But thank you.
I guess we'll never know.
I guess we never know.
In this podcast, we're going to give you, I think we figured it out, that there is a magic pill. So in this podcast, if you want to start a business in 30 days and make $30,000 or even $100,000, like our friend Steven, his first month he did $60K, never on the truck, you're going to learn what it takes. And why is it that Steven could do $60K his first month? That sounds like a magic pill if you ask me. Mm-hmm. So in this episode, get ready because we're going to give you the secret sauce. All right, let's get into it. So this week was crazy. We had a $72,000 day yesterday in one day.
Amazing.
One day.
Yes.
Steven's always wanted a diesel truck, and he got a diesel truck. 3,500 Ram, 6.7 liter turbo diesel.
He's so excited.
Long bed. Dude, it's insane. The truck has like the vinyl flooring, so no carpet. There's no carpet in that truck. And it has leather seats. It has the exhaust brake. I mean, he's like, are you kidding me? He's in dog heaven. Good for him, right?
Yeah.
And it's crazy. We were talking to a guy, one of my Marines that I really adore. I like him a lot. He was a great leader. 6'2", 260 pounds. Dude, when I was on the Mew with him, he would go to the gym 2 times a day, and he would be on that thing that's like the elliptical. Is it called the elliptical? What is it called?
Yeah.
It's the thing that you're like skiing.
Elliptical machine or something.
He would have it on the hardest setting. And he'd be like this, an hour.
Non-stop.
Just drenched in sweat.
That's amazing.
And I watched that dude every day shave his head. Every day. Every day he shaved his head. Didn't think about it. He just shaved his head and his face every single day.
Discipline.
It's incredible to see this guy. And we were talking to him. It's like, do you think as a combat veteran that you got out and that you are using your leadership to its full potential? And he's like, I mean, he laughed. He's like, hell no. And I'm like, the civilian population is not getting the Marine Corps. Mm-hmm. All these Marines, they become civilians. They try to. And what they do is they lower themselves to the frequency of the civilian population to fit in.
To fit in.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
And they don't know. And so the truth is, these combat. So he was telling me that he did 3 combat deployments, and then he went over to this fast company, which was like no, it's not spec ops. It's like security forces for silos. You know, like nuclear silo plants. And it's a fast company. You're supposed to be there for 2 years. And he was there for 30 days or something like that. And then he's like, hey, can I get orders back to a deploying unit? And the sergeant major said, oh, let's look at your contract. He's like, dude, you just got here. He's like, I know, but I want to deploy. He's like, okay, give me a year and then I'll send you back. So a year comes up and he's like, I want to deploy. And he's like, where you want to go? He's like, to the first unit that's deploying. And he told me the unit, and then he went right back on deployments, 2 deployments. So he gets back from a Mew, which was the one I went on with him, and he gets back. He's there for 3 months, and he's talking to a first sergeant that we know. And he's like, hey, join this Mew with me. He's like, let's go. I'm all about it. He just got back for 3 months on a 7-month deployment, 5 deployments. And he's like, my wife's all about it. So imagine that. His wife's like, go.
Go.
Yeah. Get out of my house. I'm enjoying this. You get extra pay when you're on deployment. Like, I'm enjoying that money when you go.
Let's go.
So he goes to the sergeant major, and he's like, okay. He's like, you can go. He's like, when did you just get back? He's like, 3 months ago. He's like, dude, you cannot do that. There is a rest period that you're supposed to have being back in the States, even though it's a meal. Like, who cares? We didn't have a combat deployment on the meal. We literally went overseas and went to a civilian. Like, we went out in the town, and then we trained the local armies. That's what we did the whole time we were on the mule. Now, you can go into combat if something happens. It's a readiness force. But
so what is it about deployment that these guys love so much?
Yeah, let's get into that. This is a great question, and it's not just that we love it. It's our life, and you got to think too. When you're on deployment, it's 7 months of working every day. There is no Netflix. Some guys watch movies. I'm not going to say you don't watch movies, but I'm saying You have no responsibilities. You're not worried about bills. You're not really worried about your family either. I'm going to be honest with you. The wives are at home holding it down, and they are. Well, I hope, right? You'd hope.
That's what they hope, yeah.
But most of these senior guys, their wives are dialed in. I'm going to be honest with you. Maybe some of the younger guys, that women can't handle it. And you do have to be a special woman. So our hats to the women at home keeping it real. But they love operating. If it's so much purpose, Nora. It's like you got to think you're going to you're working out every single day. You're doing hard missions every single day, and those guys were really doing hard missions. And I don't know, it's adrenaline rush. I think it's the way that men were supposed to be, like especially that breed. Like it's war. It's like, yes, sign me up.
I mean, that compared to the civilian world, when you come out, I can see it. It's just so. There is no purpose. You have to fit in. You have to talk a certain way. You have to talk about things that make no sense. There's no depth. There is no brotherhood. It's just everyone for themselves. Everybody's ready to slit your throat at any moment. Superficial conversations. You're not doing anything challenging. I can see that.
And I love what you just said. It's like everything that civilians say is to use against you. It is. In one way or another, they're going to use that shit against you.
Yeah, people out here are snakes.
They're snakes.
They're snakes.
They're vipers and snakes. And what do they want to do with veterans, especially combat veterans?
I think like they want to talk about how you guys have PTSD and you're all crazy and you're all suffering from, everything that you went through. Like they're constantly trying to just downplay. And then I think when you get out, you've heard this, like, this isn't the Marine Corps. Yeah. Like, calm down, tone down.
This is a war.
You're not at war.
It's like really homeowner. You don't want me to be attention. You don't want me to have extreme attention to detail and hit timelines and show up on time and deliver with excellence. You don't want me to do any of those things. It's like, well, no, I didn't say that.
They just want the good side of it.
You want me to
what benefits them.
Yeah. I love this. This is a great conversation. So this guy, to go back to what I was saying, he went to his first sergeant or sergeant major, and the guy said, I'm not going to deploy you. And what did he do? He got out. He said, if I'm not going to deploy, then I'm leaving. And I was thinking about when I was a combat instructor, those guys had 15 deployments.
Wow.
And every single one of them were deployment junkies. Every one of them. And they're like, I got forced to come over here, and they hated it. I loved it, to be honest with you. It was the greatest time of my life, and I felt like it was just the battleground for entrepreneurship. That's where I learned how to be an entrepreneur, was as a combat instructor. That's where I got it.
Why?
I'll see if I can try to explain this. You are working from 4:30 in the morning until midnight, and you have to be on your A game 24/7. You have 300 privates, and they're all looking up to you, and you're a freaking Marine. So you're like, when you're out there PTing with the guys, your uniform is immaculate 24/7. If you get it dirty, you're cleaning it off. When you're on the firing line, first of all, these guys are going to go overseas. They're going to go over to a deploying unit, and we're giving them that product. And it's our job to mold these people into a product that the fleet is going to be able to use in our combat in our combat Marine Corps. So there's a heavy burden on your plate. So when you're doing exercises, and what I mean by exercises is like like where they go out and they execute the battleground. So we got guys lined up on a open field, 100 acres piece of land, and they're executing the drills that they're going to be using overseas, the basics of the basic combat fundamentals. Okay, it's the basics. Then they're going to go over to the fleet and they're going to learn all the advanced stuff. But we have to treat every private who's a civilian. They're a civilian. They're a Marine. They have the title Marine, but they just got out of boot camp. It wasn't, they just got out of being a civilian. And you have to teach them how to handle their weapon and how to hold themselves and to do really hard tasks all day. And you can't give the first private, like number one versus to the end of 300, you have to give them the same product as a combat instructor. And we took it so serious. So I didn't give the guy who I've been on the line with about 40, 50 pounds of gear, and I haven't gotten off the line. I haven't ate food. I haven't done anything except for I was on the line. You have to understand, like a line of privates, and you're doing dry exercises, and then you're doing live rounds. So you live rounds, and I've had guys point their weapon at the entire firing line with live ammo, and they're about to unleash at night because his night vision goggles wasn't working. So there's a lot of pressure, right? And then you got dealing with these nasty civilians, and they've never worked 18 hours. These kids they're just falling apart. So that work ethic, I think it was the work ethic that was instilled in me as a combat instructor. I mean, you see me,
Yeah, well, it's actually a combination of everything. I think I can see the work ethic. I can see you, the leadership aspect of it. So you're building a team. Like if you're an entrepreneur in business, you have to develop your team. You have to make sure that they become great at what they do. It takes a lot of effort. You have to work nonstop. I mean, as an entrepreneur, you're always working. Develop a great product. I mean, isn't that the purpose? Like right now we have a business and we're trying to perfect the product and the services that we offer.
And the team.
Deliver a great result, make sure your team is impeccable, on point. I can see that. That's amazing.
So then you got to think, we own an exterior restoration company. So we're all the time outside. We're all the time working with our hands. We're all the time dealing with hard tasks, almost impossible tasks, I would say, especially with homeowners' budget. The budgets are so tight that we can't make any mistakes. Every mistake costs us thousands of dollars. So when you're in the Marine Corps, every mistake costs you a life. Somebody's going to die. If that product isn't to standard, someone's going to get killed. And it's never the person. It's always somebody else. It's the guy who was trained. The guy who was next level, who was showing up on time doing what he was supposed to do. It's the guy that was slacking that gets him killed.
I mean, it makes you take everything so serious. I can see that. Why you're so serious about things.
Yeah.
Why you are so focused and determined, and you always trying to think about the next moves. I can see that.
So, I bet everybody's wondering, what's the magic pill? I'm not hearing the magic pill in business.
Let's go.
So I'm going to give you guys a story. We're hiking, and you do a 5K, a 10K, a 15K, and a 20K. And every time the privates fell, any of those hikes, they have to do it again on the weekend. Or I can't remember if it was the weekend. It wasn't the weekend, but you had to do it again. I was thinking combat instructor school was the weekend. But as privates, you have to do the hike again because you have to pass in order to go to the next hike. So if you pass the 5K, it's a graduation to the 10K. And then 20K is when you graduate School of Infantry, which is, 3.2 miles times 4, whatever that is. So the 9, 12, like 13 miles, I think. Okay. So one of the kids saying, hey, I noticed you have these fancy boots, because all of us combat instructors had some type of hiking boot. And I would always tell them, there is no special hiking boot. You have to become hard and you have to become good at hiking, and then you get the boot. So I think every one of these people on this podcast and around the world, they're always looking for the easy way. How do I get in the business easy? And the magic pill is, get ready for it, is that you have to become better. You have to become a beast. And I think everybody's avoiding that. And they're wondering why these guys make it look easy. Why is it that we can start a business, our second service-based company, and our first month we do $60K? How? Because we became better. Isn't that the secret pill?
Yeah, 100%. Because I think what people are trying to do, they're trying to skip steps. They're like, I don't really want to become better. I don't really want to have to work on my character, my skills, my discipline, my habits, my communication, none of that. I just really want to do this and make a lot of money. That's what people want. Like, just tell me what to do. Like right now, tell me what to do. I will just do it quickly, mediocrely, and then I want to get those results. And then they get frustrated why they don't get the results. I just did what you told me to do. It's not as simple as that. And that's when he's like, there's a magic pill, but there isn't one. Because until you become this better person in all aspects of your life and you develop everything that I just had, then when you become that person, then you can do something, then you can have the results. You can't just do and expect the results. It's not going to happen. And so
what is it called? What's low class called? Like there's middle class. Is it low class? Like are
you talking about poverty?
Yeah.
Like in
It's poverty, right?
Yeah.
So every person who's in poverty is filled with excuses. This is the reason why this is the reason why this is the reason why this. Give me food stamps, give me welfare, give me HUD housing, give me. And the people that are rich are becoming better. So isn't that an interesting perspective? That's all it is. It's just you have to become better. I was thinking about Stephen when he came here. This guy, his day one as a truck driver, he was an owner-operator. I don't think people can understand that that's not the norm. And think about the guys that we know that were trucking for 5-6 years before they became an owner-operator.
Yeah.
You know, civilians. And this guy came over to Charlie Company. He didn't know anything about the exterior restoration company. And look at him now. It wasn't 4 months later that he's up to speed because of his work ethic.
100%.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
So he didn't realize that he was the magic pill. It was his work ethic.
It's true. And that was developed in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
For sure.
So people wonder why, when I started the business, even Dude's company, why did it take off so fast? How many jobs did I do?
Oh
you know?
my gosh, so many.
I was running circles around an entire team.
Yeah. It's true because at that time, looking back now, so you met this guy who was in business for like 8 years. And then 2 years into business, you caught up to him.
Yeah. And right now we're gunning against him and he doesn't know that. He probably knows it. But we're passing him in every way.
Yeah.
And he's been in business for a long time.
Yeah. But it's because of the person that you had, the man and the leader that you had to become to even be able to serve in the Marines and do what you had to do, go to combat and all that stuff. So you brought that into business. And man, why not? I always think like this, why not? If you have, because you always kept saying to me, like, I've gone through the baddest, the most incredible trainings with the most incredible leaders. Why would you take all of that and just conform, get out of like the military and just be like, okay, I guess I'm just going to get a job? It's like, you are incredible. You're gold out here in the civilian, world. But I think maybe that's probably what those guys struggle with, because I think what they should do is have their own business or like go in that direction of like in a business, maybe probably very high executive position, and maybe they don't think that they can do that. I don't know. I don't know why you would just get a mediocre job. That I don't understand.
Well, I will say this. These guys don't want to be executives. They despised executives. They saw it in the Marine Corps. They saw these executives, the first sergeant, sergeant majors, the officers. They had to play politics. These Marines.
What do most people do? Okay, what do most of the Marines that you know now? What kind of line of work are they doing?
I think they go into hiding. I think that they get out and they go to college, quotations, they collect a paycheck, and they go to the gym, and they act like they never served. They just kind of put it behind, and they're quiet. They're kind of like, they hide behind the scenes.
Oh, you did that too.
Of course.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I know that they do it. And then they get a job, and they just stay under the radar. They don't talk about their combat experience. They don't try to one-up the civilians. They have extreme work ethics, so they, it's like why Stephen was a top truck driver, why he was a top mechanic. That's their way of hiding. You
guys like blending in a way. Like I've seen that behavior in you. Like you always, for like you had this thing about you that you like. I just like blending in. I remember when we were in Brazil, you loved the fact that you could I
could hide.
Like you felt like even though. From my perspective, you were the American. Everybody knew who you were. But for you like, nobody here knows me. And it's like, I can just blend in.
You got to think, when you're on deployment, think about this. When you're on deployment and you're operating, nobody knows you're there. Nobody sees you. You don't have no spotlight. There's no social media. There's no cameras. You're out there operating. Nobody knows who you are. And you're killing it. Mm-hmm. You're kicking down doors. You're taking names. You're operating. Only people that know you are your team.
Yeah. And
they love that. What I like about the service-based business is the same thing. You're out there in the field. The only people that know you are your team. There's cameras on you nowadays, but it's still that same feeling. So I think that these guys just don't know this. They don't. First of all, every Marine does not want to be an entrepreneur. That's why they joined the Marine Corps and got a paycheck. They want a paycheck. They want to have a guaranteed paycheck. They want to have systems and processes that they can thrive in. and they want to be hidden, but they want to be in leadership. And so that's why they go get jobs, and that's why they blend in, because that's what they're doing. They're blending in with these companies. Nobody like, oh, you're a Marine, cool story, awesome, but they don't want anybody. They want to blend in. They don't want anybody to see them. That's the truth. And what I'm telling them is they're doing an injustice. So if you're a veteran watching this podcast, my desire is that we can change the civilian population on what they think about Marines. Specifically Marines. I don't really know about the other branches. And to be quite honest with you, I'm very prejudiced against the other branches. I think the Marine Corps is an elite force. I think that we have a brotherhood. I think we keep our traditions. We are the only ones that celebrate Marine Corps birthdays, Marine Corps traditions. And that's why they say you're a Marine until the day you die. And I know there's some guys that go out there and they say, you know, this is bogus and this is cult-like. And it's like, call me a cult. It's like we earned a title, and I'm not going to let these civilians take it away.
Fact.
Right?
Yep.
It's like, yes, I'm a Marine until the day I die. And I know you don't like it, civilians. Of course you don't.
Because it highlights who we are.
Yeah. What I want to do is get Marines rehabilitated, and I want to see them on top of mountains. And I want this to be all over America, where these freaking guys are crushing it. I do.
I love it.
I do too.
Yeah, it's very cool. I think you guys have been through a lot. I think you guys bring a lot to the table, and I think you guys, have amazing work ethic, leadership, and why not? Why not? That's why we always love like Black Rifle Coffee, right? We love seeing those veterans there. Jocko, like they're winning. They're out here
kicking
and
ass.
They're doing amazingly. Yes. Please.
Jocko every morning, 4:30, 3:30, 4:30. It's like, yes, Jocko, we what do I always say? The civilian population loves leadership. That's it.
Yeah.
They desire it. And they've never had it.
They're craving for it. They want to submit to it. They thrive in it. We all do.
And that's why when you show up, even to these homeowners, we're putting our foot down. I mean, dude, we're having experiences right now, and I haven't even talked about this. We're going around putting homeowners in their place, and then they're booking a job with us. And I cannot say that this is what companies are doing.
Yeah.
If somebody were to film me and my interaction with homeowners.
I keep saying this. I need to be wearing those necklace cameras all the time.
We'll chew a homeowner's ass, and then they'll call us and book the job.
Yeah.
And they'll pay what we wanted to pay.
Some of these people need to be put in their places. I love it.
I
really do. I'm sorry. Some of these Americans need to be put on their place, and you do a great job at that.
It's amazing.
You will humiliate people with the truth, and they just have to take it because it is the truth. And you show how pathetic is their thought pattern, how they don't care about veterans, how they're cheap, how they haven't invested in themselves, how they're not everything that they think that they are. You really do. And then they're like, wow, this is me. And you're right. And no wonder I've been having these bad experiences. No wonder my house is falling apart. No wonder I'm stressed out. And you bring the truth. I think it's hard to argue against the truth.
You know, you just got me thinking. When you're inside of a marriage, when you're inside of a community, when you're inside of anytime you step outside, everybody desires leadership, even if you're an asshole. Mm-hmm. Like for you, right? Mm-hmm. Like you have had a hard time with my leadership. I think everybody has.
Yeah.
It's like, but then you're like, damn, I'm attracted to that.
I mean, yeah, there's some aspects of it. I don't like when you are an extreme asshole to me. I have to be honest with that. I do like when you're an asshole to other people. Love it. I get what you're saying. Do you see what I'm saying? Because I think as a woman, it's like, please be an asshole to everyone out there. Do not be an asshole to me.
But what you're talking about right now is... the best way I could explain it is a guy trying to take the leadership of his family, and he's going to look like a baboon along the way. But what the excellence leadership that you like, that I was talking about more specifically, is when I'm leading with kindness, with gentleness, but it's still leading. Yeah. Like I'm like, we're doing this.
Yeah.
Because that's what I wanted you to talk about. What is the leadership that you've had a hard time with, but ended up loving it? Like, man, I love this.
Well, but just overall, I think women love to be in control, and women who have been raised by feminist thoughts, which was me. I was raised by a mom who was very much a feminist. I did a lot of things on my own, so I'm very independent. I was very independent when you met me. I had a lot of skills, and I've taken a lot. I wasn't sheltered, so I took a lot of steps to do a lot of things in my life. So a combination of that, going to a marriage, I had a little bit of like control issues. So I wanted to be in control of everything because I was in control of everything in my life, and because I didn't have, like that great of a father figure guiding me through everything. I felt like if I wasn't in control, then my life would go to shambles. So it's like, I can trust myself. So think about, I think every woman has a little bit of that. So then when a guy comes in, no matter how he comes in, it's going to feel like a friction because now you're no longer in control and you have to relinquish control to that man. And you have to be like, I trust you. I have to submit to your leadership. That comes with friction. That period. But I think what I loved was seeing that, first of all, giving you that power and that responsibility took it off me. So it's like, I didn't know that I could be lighter. And it's like, actually, it's your responsibility. And then he felt good. I was like, I don't have to worry about that. He does. It makes me feel better. I'm less stressed out about those things that I don't need to worry about. And then the second thing was seeing that actually your way was better and you could see things in ways that I couldn't see, and you could rationalize, and you could, it's just, men, it's less emotional. Women, we are. And it felt good to know that you were taking us in a better direction.
Yeah, and I think too that you found yourself, and I don't want to speak for you, that you found yourself in a place where the feminine qualities that you maybe had to put aside, that you could flourish those when you saw that I was taking the lead.
Yeah, because when women feel safe is when those qualities start coming out. When they feel like they can trust you, they start being more feminine. Because otherwise, you're just alert. You're the whole time you have a wall up. You are alert. You're like, I gotta take care of this because you have to understand, Brad. There's a lot of women out there being married to guys that it's like they don't take the step. So the woman is constantly in trying to take care of everything because she knows if she doesn't, her man won't do it. So it's very stressful for a woman. So it's very hard to be soft and feminine when you're dealing with that much stress and pressure and responsibilities because your man won't step up. So the less that you have to do with that, then more you can relax and just like, now be more yourself, have fun, and step more into the feminine, attributes for sure.
Yeah, no, for the guys out there and the women listening too, that's where you encountered me being an asshole, right? Because it's like, I'm the leader of this house, and you're fighting that. And so I think guys out there who have to fight that with a woman, right? And if you are truly a leader, you're going to establish dominance. And I think that establishment is hard for the woman.
Yeah, it's very hard. But I think, like I said, when it's done with kindness and I can see that you love me, like I've always brought this up to you. Sometimes you had to figure, like you were an asshole to me. Let's be honest. You were. And you had to be like, I didn't realize that I didn't have to talk to my wife this way. I can still get things accomplished without treating her like a Marine. There were times that you're trying to treat me like a Marine. I was like, dude, go talk to somebody else like that. And I'm sure a lot of women can relate being married to a Marine. And I said, have I ever been bothered that you choose somebody's ass and you're like an asshole to them? Ever?
No, you love it.
I love it. I'm like, dude, you go out there, you can chew anybody's ass. Yes. But when it comes to me, because I bet some women are bothered with that. I'm like, I don't care. But when it comes to me, it's like, just again, understand that I'm your wife. I'm a woman, and you can expect to. Because another point too, like if you talk to a man like that, how does a man react? He has no problem. Like,
no, no, we'd have to dive into that. But keep going. Yeah,
because I'm seeing like this. I see you with Steven all the time. You have these conversations with Steven, and you tell him the rudest, most awful things, and you're like kind of like an asshole to him, straight to the point. And I'm like, and Steven's like, yeah, man, that makes sense. And I'm like, Oh.
And he makes the change.
And he makes the change, which of course he's a Marine. And so that comes into play too. But I think, men have more that ability where I was like, when you're talking to me, you can't expect to talk to me the same way you talk to a man.
And let's change
and
gears.
Get the same results.
Let's change gears for just a second. This is incredible. So I think Nara brought up an amazing point. Yes, when you're working with a combat Marine, they just take it. And I will tell you this, when you're dealing with a civilian who, God, he needs more attaboys than anything. You chew his ass, he falls apart.
Yeah, because he's not used to it.
And they want to slit your throat. And it's the most crybaby emotional thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So, no, I don't think men can take it in the civilian sector. You have to treat them like a woman.
That's a good point.
And I mean that. You know how you want me to be? I actually think that you can take something more than these civilians can.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, yes, I can.
And you're a woman.
Yeah, I know.
So to be honest with you, no, I don't. Yeah. I think civilians are women. These guys are women.
They're very soft. It has to be very frustrating
it's
too
like talking to a guy and being like, dude, you're fat. You are fat. And he's like, oh, gets all hostile. Instead of being like, damn, you're right. I am fat. Like I'm fat.
Yeah.
And I think this is the problem with the civilian population is they literally have a hard time looking at themselves in the mirror and seeing things for the way that they are.
So going that direction, which I think is great because it's all about looking at yourself. We're talking about this magic pill and how there isn't one, but there is one. I think that's where it starts with the magic pill. You cannot get better if you don't be honest about the place you are in, about who you are and who you are not, and what you have and you have not, and what you need to change about your life. Because a lot of people are hiding, Brian. A lot of people are pretending. And there can be a real change if you're sitting around just pretending your life is amazing, just pretending that you have achieved it, pretending that you are the most amazing leader that has ever been on this earth, that everything is right in your marriage, that it's okay to live by a paycheck. You're fine. You've made a good decision. How many times actually have you come across people who are justifying to you, like, let's be honest, we came across a homeowner who's justifying to you, he's like 7 years old, why he didn't go big in life. And he's just saying, at the end of the day, I just wanted to be there for my kids and did this and did that. And all the time he's justifying. Instead of like look yourself in the mirror and be like, you could have made different changes and been in a better position today as you get older. So I think that's very important. So what would you say along that side of realizing who you are?
I would say that these guys watching this podcast, they need to look at themselves in the mirror. They need to stop lying. They need to stop deceiving themselves. It's crazy that you'll be around a bunch of yes people that will tell you all the things you want to hear, and it actually keeps you in prison. So the only person that can really, truly look at yourself and examine yourself is yourself, especially if you're not even willing to take criticism from people that love you. Mm-hmm. They think you're hating, right? These people need to take a strong look in the mirror and realize the truth about themselves. It's like even my wife doesn't adore me. My wife isn't attracted to me. Well, it's true. She's not. Mm-hmm. And I think that it's like, hell, me and you have gone through this.
We've had to have these conversations, guys, for so long. And that's, I think, the difference is like me and you, we have talked about everything, and it was very painful to go through that.
You've told me the truth.
I've told you the truth. You've told me the truth, and we had to be like, okay, this is our reality. This is what is happening. Let's figure out why. And how can we become better and change this around? And I never thought I guess I didn't understand that actually we could. Like I look at our marriage now and it's so much better than it was when we first got married. So much better. But I would never think that it would come from the realizations of the truth that we're trying to hide. And the funny thing is too, Brian's like, we were so scared of telling each other the truth, or maybe me, I don't know about you, but when I opened my mouth and actually said the truth and you took it, now we got to dive into, is this really true or not? Because there were things that were not true, but they were in my subconscious. That's the way that that's the lie that I was believing. And I'm like, okay, let's dive in. And a lot of things were not even true, but that opened a whole...
But some of them were.
And some of them were. But that opened a whole new perimeter for me to now realize who I am, what's going on in my life, why do I think this way, how can we move on for this, what would it make it better, amazing.
And I think too, it's just like, I remember being in Brazil when we first got married, I don't know. I don't know how to explain what I was, but I wasn't locked in at all. And I was kind of like lost, I think. It's crazy that, look inside. I mean, God was all over our marriage and it was freaking awesome. And I don't want to talk all negative because it's not.
It's not.
But there was an aspect where I didn't feel like you were attracted to me. And we're looking at it and you told me, would you have had Evelyn marry a guy like me? And the answer was quickly no. It's like, okay, now examine why no. It's like, well, because of this, because of this, because of this. And then it's like, well, what about me? And it's like, damn, okay.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's like, I'm here with you. No, isn't this something that guys miss? I got a beautiful woman who said yes to a marriage, right? You put on the ring. You were happy to do so, and you're looking for a man to now take your life and elevate it. I build a foundation, and you've 10x'd everything we've ever done.
Yeah.
And guys don't understand this is what a marriage is. A woman will 10x everything you do, good or bad. But it was that realization of, oh, I need to level up. And then what you saw in our marriage was a guy who got busy building a business. I was gone. I was gone 24/7. And you were at home being like you were fully engaged at home activities, raising Evelyn to the way that she should be brought up as a godly woman who is the next level. You focused on that. You pulled her out of school. It wasn't me. It was you. You were all the time putting Evelyn in co-ops, homeschool, or private schools, even if it cost us everything. You were keeping it real at home. I was keeping it real with what I was supposed to do as a man. That's what brought our marriage together. And so many people need to hear that.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you got to go to the gym. You got to read books. You got to take courses. You got to level up.
Yeah, okay, so I loved you. I love you. I loved you back then, and I love who you were and your character. And I saw the beautiful things about you. What I was struggling with is that I needed you to step up your leadership. That's it. I'm like, dude, come on. I'm having a hard time here, and I need you to step it up. And I have high standards. So do you. Like, we're both people with high standards. We're keeping it real with each other all the time. And we didn't come into this life to live a mediocre life, right? And we expect a lot from each other, which is great because that's why we are here. But I think
who benefits from us leveling up?
Both of us, our kids, family, everyone does. Everyone. So it's amazing. So I think that's all you saw. So it's like maybe your wife is not looking up to you now because you're not giving her a reason to. Maybe you need to step up more. Maybe you've stayed comfortable. Maybe she has high expectations of where she wants to be in life and she's hoping that you can take her there because guess what? Brian, as a woman, I cannot get ahead of you. You know that? I cannot decide today, I want to live an amazing life and I'm just going to do it on my own. I can't. I don't know how to explain this. I don't know if it was the way God created. I have to go at your pace. I really do. And if you decide that you don't want to go to high levels, guess what? I don't go to high levels. It's just how life is. I have to divorce you and try on my own to get on high levels, which comes with a whole new weight on my shoulders. So imagine me. So as a wife, I'm like, come on, let's go. Please, go in this direction because I want to go with you. I want to benefit from that. I want to grow with you. So that's for a woman who has an ambition, a woman who sees her husband for the amazing man that he is, and who loves her husband, loves her kids, and wants her family to go to the next level. That's what she would do.
Yeah, I love it. I was just thinking about how important this is. That, I think it's okay for you to, as a married couple, be threatened by other people. I think it's good. It's like if a woman divorces her husband or a man divorces his wife, and that wife then has to level up so she can get back in the marketplace. It's like, why didn't you do that when you were married?
I know.
Because I'm just sitting here like, how many people are at home in their marriage, and they're just like, this person has just given up because they can. It's like, you can.
Yeah, it's a choice.
No, you can.
Absolutely.
Because I'm here with you. But it's like, what if you guys both started leveling up? I'm going to tell you from my standpoint, you're spot on. Our marriage is better than it's ever been.
Yeah. Because guess what? When you get divorced, you're going to have to level up out there. And if you don't, guess what? You're going to be ended up on a marriage that you're having the same problems that you're having right now. And you just go from marriage. Have you seen people who are getting married like 3 times, 4 times?
It's excuses, in my opinion, because it's like, even for a man, it's like can we talk about this for a second? How many times, and I know it's vice versa, but just specifically for you, do you think that I was pushing you to level up?
Yes.
And
Constantly.
Do you think it was painful?
Yes. Very.
Like I was pushing you to be an entrepreneur.
Today is not anymore, but it was so painful. That I think that's what people don't understand. It's like this. If you look at David Goggins and when he's training people and people pay for him to train him, do you think it's painful?
They want to quit.
They are throwing up.
They regret it.
They regret it immediately.
Yeah.
So I think, but if they stay in, they complete the course and they get the results that they want. So I think people are not understanding that this is marriage. Like I wanted to throw up with how much you're pushing me.
I want to go back to that. That's the leadership I'm talking about in the beginning, where I'm like, you got pushback, and it's like men are so afraid to confront their wife.
Yeah.
Like we're leveling up.
I think it's also helpful, Brian, if the man doesn't take it personal. If he's such a good leader and he understands what he's doing, the pushback shouldn't bother him.
In a perfect world. In a perfect world.
Yeah, in a perfect world. But I'm just saying, if you have that in mind, it helps you stay on track.
Yeah, it's like you're going to have moments where you guys need to separate. And what me and you do now is we respect it. Mm-hmm. It's like Nara's going to go to her room. I'm going to go upstairs. We're going to give each other space. Yeah. And guess what? We come back. Yeah. It's like I'm bothered by what you said to me.
Yeah.
I need some time.
Yeah. And I think if you just see the full picture of where you guys are going and the vision, and the more you understand that, the less you care about the little things, the less you take it personal. That's my advice.
And what's cool about this too, and let's see what time it is. Okay, we got to wrap it up, right? Mm-hmm. This is great. This is a great ending to end this podcast. What's great about our life that I realized is that why would a woman want to be subject to a man? Meaning this, why are you waiting for me to pay you or pay our family? Why don't we both live the life we want to live? Like if I were to sit down with my spouse and say, what's the life you want to live? And you're like, I want to take Evelyn to ballet. I want Evelyn to do this. I want Evelyn to do this. I want to do this. I want to be on a podcast, speaking events. And I'm like, cool, that's the life you want to live. And I want to live a certain life. What if we're both living the life we dream of, but we're married?
Isn't that amazing? That would be so much better because it would be so much harder to build that on your own for both you and me.
So why is it that the woman is always thinking to herself that she has to follow in the footsteps of her husband? I get what you're saying. But at the end of the day, we've built a life that you can thrive in, that Evelyn can thrive in, that I can thrive in. Mm-hmm. And this is what we were building. Yeah. So
and that's going to take leadership from the man. I think at the end of the day, that's it. Because for the women who want it, and if women are smart and intelligent and they have understanding of life, that's the direction you should go. You shouldn't fight against your husband. You shouldn't try to go in a different direction. You just join hands and you both benefit from it. Because
and I was going to say that. I woke up this morning and I had this revelation from God, and it was the world misunderstood the union that a man and a woman, when they come together, what God does. And we're fighting that union. So what I want to say to this is me and you, it's easy to say, well, when you become married, you become one. I'm like, do you become one? Mm-hmm. Or is there a process of becoming one? And what we've noticed is the more we become one, there's a superpower that unlocks and we start living this life that we dreamed of.
Yeah.
Isn't that the secret power right there?
Yeah.
So if you're watching this podcast and you're like, what do? You focus on becoming better, and you get around people that are coming better. Mm-hmm. And if your wife's not on board, you force her to get on board.
Yeah, it's true. It is what it is. Yeah.
Right.
And women, come on. It's like women level up too. I think it's just like we can't throw all the excuses to our men. I see a lot, especially in America, I see a lot of guys out there killing themselves and working their butts off and really like being a loyal husband. And these women just don't appreciate it. They don't care. It's kind of
leave me alone.
It's kind of weird to me.
Let me do my little thing at home.
It's like level up, get on board. Be the person that your partner can count on. Be loyal. Have the deep conversations and serve better. And become a better wife, become a better mom. There's nothing wrong with that. It's only going to benefit you. You think you're going to be a worse person if you're a better wife and a better mom? You're going to become a better person.
Do
it.
So that's it. So if you've enjoyed this podcast, what we're going to ask you to do is go ahead and subscribe to our channel, right? Give us a comment down below. Let us know where you're coming from, where you're watching from. Are you going through these same kind of activities in your life? Do you have questions? Why don't you shoot us a message? And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this show. And until we see you again.